Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So I'm really sorry today if I have a funny voice or I keep taking lots of breaks to drink. I've got a cold thanks to my father, so this may be a shorter video with a bit of a raspy voice, so please bear with, thank you. So for the last 2 weeks we've been talking about characters, we've developed characters, we know what their personalities are like, what they look like, all of these different things, but things that really make characters stick with your reader, things that really make your reader like characters, is working out character relationships. And there are so many different kinds. You've got parent to child, sibling, friends, pet to human, human to environment, boss to employee, casual acquaintances, strangers, enemies, dislikes, all of those different kinds of relationships. And as such, it's really important to explore all of them and make sure you get them right, as that is what will make your reader empathise and love your characters the most. You've heard me say several times that characters are the lifeblood of a book. Well, if a character's the lifeblood, their relationships are definitely the haemoglobin. So let's get on and do this. So once you've finished designing your characters, you need to really understand how that character is going to interact with all the other characters, and so on and so forth. You need to really understand how they engage with each other, because their conversations are going to be very key to how your plot plays out. Now this is something I really struggled with, particularly with my novels in the Undercover Thief series, simply because Pam is such an unusual character. She has such a strange outlook on life, speaks her mind and is brutally honest, to the point of being actually very, very annoying. But it was a great exercise in working out what character relationships are, and getting her relationships right was really important to making the first 2 books really pop and sing. So before you can start exploring relationships, you have to finish designing your characters. So go ahead and give them biceps bigger than trees, or a deathly fear of clowns, or a real love of Russian poetry. Whatever you want, just make sure that their personalities are fun, unique, believable and personable. So once you've done your character design, once you've got all of that fixed, then you should stop and make your character question her relationships. Why do I hate her? Why do I enjoy spending time with him? How deep exploration can really flesh out a character. So if we take an example, let's take the main trio from my book series Undercover Thief. The 3 girls are Ronnie, Pam, the main character, and Gwen. Ronnie can get past Pam's brash outspokenness because she sees Pam's loyalty and is really drawn to that. That is something that Ronnie highly appreciates. Gwen, on the other hand, is a shy girl that's been cast as a computer clumsy geek, and she loves the fact that Pam breaks mold, speaks out and is completely unique and original, because that is something that Gwen also clamours for. She longs to break this mould of being the clumsy computer geek. Originally, Pam just puts up with the girls because she thinks they're useful, but eventually she also sees qualities that she is drawn to. She loves Ronnie's natural tendency to be more laid back, to think things through, and she also likes it when Ronnie calls her out when she's lying, even to herself. Now Pam is drawn to Gwen for a very different reason. She loves the fact that Gwen knows a lot and is comfortable in her knowledge and her intellect, but rarely ever judges people for what they've done or what they've gone through. And that is something that Pam very much values in Gwen. I know I'm talking about my books quite a lot. If you're at all interested, they are available for purchase online. However, you can do this for any book. I'm talking from experience because I think experience is the best teacher. But if we do this for another book, say Harry Potter, one of the most famous books of all, let's look at the main trio, Harry, Ron and Hermione. Now I'm going to focus on Hermione's change in the first book because I think that's one of the most interesting developments in the first book. Now originally Hermione's know-it-all attitude really rubs the boys the wrong way. They don't like her intellect, how she constantly seems to be correcting them, and particularly Ron, it affects the most. However, after the fight with the trolls in the dungeon, Harry realises that Hermione is actually only expressing a desire to help. That is something that you see in Harry very early on as well. He likes to help people. He doesn't like people who are suffering, and he sees that in Hermione and respects that and values that. Now the reason that Ron likes Hermione is different. Ron likes Hermione because she demonstrated that she is a team player. Ron values teamwork, and after seeing Hermione working with the team, taking a hit for the team in the toilets after the troll attack, that is something that Ron recognises in Hermione and immediately begins to like. He's from a big family, he can't not recognise the value of teamwork. I'm also from a big family. Teamwork is a major part of my life, and although my family is not as big as Ron's, he will also have that same instinct for teamwork. So think about the qualities that your characters value and think about what would upset them. So for this instance, Ronnie really values loyalty and trust, so when she feels like Pam isn't being honest with her, isn't trusting her and isn't being loyal, she's naturally going to get very upset. If we take Hermione, she really wants to help the boys. She really has a strong desire for them to succeed and do well. So when the boys don't help themselves, when they deliberately ignore her or deliberately leave things to the last minute, she also gets really upset and expresses this upset in forms of anger, annoyance and heavy sarcasm, like any Brit would. It's also important to recognise that the same things don't have to draw characters together. You don't have to recognise a passion for photography in each other and that's the same thing that brings you together. You can recognise a love for photography in one person and it can be someone else's easygoing nature that draws you back. They shouldn't necessarily be the same things that draw you together unless you admire exactly the same qualities and each person demonstrates those qualities. And I think that's a very rare thing to happen in real life, and as such it should be a rare thing to happen in your book. There can also be things and activities that draw people together. Obviously, if you're on a quest and a group of ragtag people are thrown together, that thing can keep people interacting, but it doesn't have to define the nature of the relationship. I love talking to other writers. I love bookworms. I love everything to do with books, and as such that will draw me to other people that like the same things. It's a hobby for me, but it doesn't define the style of the relationship. You can be a bookworm and I can dislike you. You can be a writer and I can dislike you, but that's not because of your work or because we share the same hobby. It's because of the qualities that you exhibit and the qualities that I value. But most of the time I generally like everyone. I don't think I've ever had an enemy in my entire life. But it's also important to remember, just because the characters have qualities that they value doesn't mean that all of their values are going to line up all the time, and this can be an excellent source of tension for other people. Someone who's a little bit of a snob is going to rub someone who has no care for money in the world the wrong way, and the same thing in reverse. If you have someone that's a complete slob and someone who's a complete neat freak, they might like each other, they might see passion, they might see kindness, but that will also rub people the wrong way and create tension. And obviously this is a really good thing to explore in your book. Also, really don't be afraid to give your characters really strong opinions. I think this can be a really great way as a source of conversation and a source of tension in a book as well. And also play with risk. If character B has to give up something for character A, maybe they'll start to question their relationship, judge it, put it on the microscope. Is this relationship worth it? Why did I have to give up something I love? Why are they the cost of something that I loved? I think that's also another thing that could be really interesting, is pushing relationships to their boundaries, because that's something I love reading in books, where you see relationships unfold, either get built or destroyed on different actions and different circumstances. Another thing you can do is you can also play with power. So taking the trio from my books again, Pam is the leader because Pam loves control. She needs that control. It's a need for her. She has to be able to control all the variables. Gwen is more than happy to go along with this because she quite likes a good plan, likes the way Pam thinks, and knows that Pam is going to do well. Ronnie also is very laid back and knows that if Pam is struggling, she'll ask for help, and also knows that her input is valued to Pam. And as such, the girls are happy for Pam to take the lead when a situation arises and allow her to form the plan, because the girls know that their input is also valued. The control thing is also a reason why Pam has a really difficult relationship with her mother, because her mother also really likes to control things, and as such that is a cause of tension beyond other reasons as well. Obviously I'm going to try and stop talking about my books. I don't want to give away too much of the character relationships, but seriously, if you are interested, they're available for purchase. Shameless plug, I know, but if you want to check it out, I would be more than grateful. But you can also do this for literally any other book. Go to your bookshelf, pick up your favourite, most read book and start analysing the different relationships. Start listing out character qualities and character values and see if you can start pairing them up, and then look back at the relationships, the conversations they have, the things that unfold, and you'll be able to see what is drawing characters together, what is defining their relationship, what is helping them move forwards and move back. As a writer, all reading is research, which is great for me because I'm a bookworm, so definitely go ahead and do lots of reading and explore lots of different kinds of relationships to make sure that they're real and they pop off the page, and have fun with it as well. I've been HD King. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. I have lots of social media links, so if you've got a question, just hit me up on any of those or leave it in the comment section below and I will try and get back to you as soon as I can. I give writing advice videos every week, or I'm aiming to, as well as girl boss videos where I'm trying to show you a little bit more in the life of a young writer, so definitely be sure to check those out. And I hope you guys have a wonderful time, and I'll see you next week. Bye!